Basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that? A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the three key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success.
הנשיא טראמפ מנהיג בעוז את העולם החופשי. הוא ידיד ענק של ישראל. ידיד שלא היה כמותו. בשמי ובשם כל אזרחי ישראל, בשם העם היהודי כולו, אני מודה לו מעומק ליבי.
It was an incredible and overwhelming success.
Iran has fired missiles at the Al-Udeid military base. It's an air base in Kuwait.
They were very nice. They gave us warning. They said, we're going to shoot him. Is 1 o'clock okay? They said, it's fine. And everybody was emptied off the base.
The president just posted on Truth Social moments ago saying, quote, a ceasefire has been, quote, fully agreed to by Israel and Iran. There will be a complete and total ceasefire 6 hours from now.
Even as air sirens sounded over Israel and Iran, U.S. President Donald Trump congratulated the two countries on social media.
Israel has agreed to U.S. President Donald Trump's proposal for a ceasefire with Iran.
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. We call it the 12-day war. Spoke to a few people. I guess that just sounded like the right name. It was a 12-day war. And we think it's over. I don't think they're going to be going back at each other. I don't think so. They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easier to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language.
You have to use strong language. Every once in a while, you have to use a certain word.
You just said you believe the conflict between Israel and Iran is over. What makes you so confident it is? And what do you do if it isn't?
Because I dealt with both, and they're both tired, exhausted. They fought very, very hard and very viciously, very violently. Can it start again? I guess someday it can. It could maybe start soon.
Now CNN and other news organizations reported on an initial intelligence assessment that said that the U.S. strikes did not destroy the core components of the country's nuclear program and likely only set it back by months.
When I saw them starting to question the caliber of the attack, well, it was really bad. It was devastating. They were obliterated.
CNN saying they missed and the bombs were duds. Have you ever heard of an American bomb that didn't work?
I just want to thank our pilots. You know, they were maligned and treated very bad, demeaned by fake news CNN and the New York Times. They put out a story that, well, maybe they were hit, but it wasn't bad. Well, it was so bad that they ended the war.
These leakers are professional stabbers. That's what they are. They go out and they read this stuff and then they tell you what it says against the law, but they characterize it for you in a way that's absolutely false.
Because you, and I mean specifically you, the press, because you cheer against Trump so hard, it's like in your DNA and in your blood to cheer against Trump. Because you want him not to be successful so bad, you have to cheer against the efficacy of these strikes. So let's take half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it. Spin it in every way we can.
And it's to the same reporter, I will add, Natasha Bertrand of CNN, who has done this in the past. In 2020, it was Natasha Bertrand who had 51 intelligence analysts falsely lie to her, but she still put it on paper for some reason, that the Hunter Biden laptop story was Russian disinformation. So this is a reporter who has been unfortunately used by people who dislike Donald Trump in this government to push fake and false narratives. She should be ashamed of herself.
Is there a leak investigation?
Of course, we're doing a leak investigation with the FBI right now. There are so many aspects of what our brave men and women did that because of the hatred of this press corps, are undermined because people are trying to leak and spin that it wasn't successful. It's irresponsible. Somebody said in a certain way that it was so devastating, actually. If you look at Hiroshima, if you look at Nagasaki, that ended a war too. This ended a war in a different way, but it was so devastating.
I know of no president, probably in our modern history, that's sought peace more than President Trump has.
To the Americans who are worried about this becoming a protracted conflict, I think the president solved that very quickly. Not only did we destroy the Iranian nuclear program, we did it with 0 American casualties, and that's what happens when you've got strong American leadership.